And I haven't ever used WLANs, and I should have. Wireless LAN. So people, when they talk about their wireless network, they usually call it the WLAN. And I can't pronounce it, so maybe that's why I never say it. But you'll see it written all the time. I don't know what people say. I need to get out more, don't I? Wireless LAN is what that is. So in a wireless LAN, if you're in a big firm, you want to manage all of your access points centrally. Right? What we're going to do with this is, if we can manage them centrally, it's easier to be consistent. This is things like security settings, etc. Because we want everything to be consistent across the whole network. It's also going to reduce your labor costs. Because if we didn't do that, where's my building? If I need to go and manage this access point, if it's not centrally manageable, I have to go and bring my laptop over and sort of send command signals to it and get signals back. No one does that. There's just no reason. So at minimum, you should be able to do it centrally. If you bought a bunch of access points, it would be hard to be consistent because you would have to go to each access point separately. A good management system will let you basically set everything at once. So you can have basically profiles for all of your systems, for all of your access points. Okay? You guys have done no, you haven't. Like user profiles on Windows. You can send out user profiles to all of your Windows computers, and that means they all basically look the same. So at ODU, they all have the same desktop and a bunch of other stuff. This is the kind of system like that. You send all the settings to each access point that it'll be the same. They'll also do other nice things. They will tell you notification of failure. They will actually give you quality of service information and things about signal strength and a lot of other stuff. So let me just note here, if we're looking back at our building network, if I have a centrally managed, if I can centrally manage this, what will happen is even though this access point, for example, is set to transmit on channel 1, it will listen to channel 6, what's happening on this access point, and it can tell me if channel 6 goes down. So suddenly, channel 6 stops transmitting. Channel 11 the same way. So a good access point can actually measure what else is going on the network, even on other channels. That also means we can see if anyone brings up an access point that we didn't set up. So if we go back here, if Joe Schmo in our accounting department suddenly sets up an access point and they pick, channel 8, which would be dumb anyway, and it starts broadcasting, these other access points will detect it. And the really good ones will actually triangulate its location. So they'll measure the power and they would actually tell you where it is. And so you get a page and it'd be like, hey, there's an access point, and it'll give you the GPS coordinates, and that's really cool. Those are really nice ones. This is important because you don't want people putting access points up. Usually if someone does this, maybe Joe Schmo in accounting, but a lot of times it just means someone's laptop got infected with a virus, and now it's allowing people to access your network. So they flipped on their wireless, and it means somebody driving by can hack into you. So that kind of sucks. And if I rogue access points, Just sort of the last things this would do. I might want to change the channel. I might want to change the signal power, so the strength of the signal. I might want to upgrade the software. And I might want to do some security stuff. And we'll talk about the wireless security actually in the last unit when we do actual security. That ends up being a big deal. Normally what these are called, I don't know why, I hate this. They usually call this a wireless LAN switch. Okay? And what that means is the access point is actually dumb. And this switch, even though it's not a switch, the access points don't do much more than be an antenna. They're very little more than just, they send out radio signals and receive radio signals. The switch itself handles the security. All the channels, everything. Okay, what do I care about that? Yeah. So these access points end up being cheaper than a full-featured access point like you would buy, like at Best Buy. Although the enterprise ones are still pretty expensive. Like an access point now is like $100 for an 802.11ac. It's about twice as much for a professional-grade access point. I was just reading a thing that the person said, why does anyone buy consumer-grade access points? They're totally hacked. If you get a professional grade one, they'll do like security updates and other stuff.